Today we begin with sad news. Rafael Ithier, founder and longtime musical director of El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico, has died. He passed away on December 6, 2025, at his home in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, at the age of 99. Reports say he died of natural causes after recent health complications. Early life. Rafael Ithier was born on August 29, 1926, in Rio Piedras, a district of San Juan, Puerto Rico. His parents were Nicholas Ithier and Merida Nadal. Sadly, he lost his father when he was only 8 years old. Raised in a working-class environment, young Rafael discovered music early. At age 10, he began playing guitar, performing on street corners and in small shops for tips. Circumstances forced him to leave school at 14 to help support his family financially. But he didn't abandon music instead. He kept learning. He picked up the Cuban trace, then the double bass, and eventually taught himself piano. Piano would become his signature instrument for the rest of his life. From soldier to musician, the early career. In 1952, in his mid-20s, Ithier was drafted into the U.S. Army and stationed in Korea. The experience was challenging. In a 2016 interview, he confessed he cried the day he was sworn in because he had never wanted to be a soldier. Still, he later said he was grateful for the discipline and sense of responsibility the Army taught him, lessons he would carry into his musical life. After his military service, he didn't abandon music. He joined a New York-based group called the Buccaneers Mambo Kings, a name paying homage to the Army's 65th Infantry Regiment, historically significant for Puerto Rican soldiers. Eventually, Ithier returned home to Puerto Rico and began playing with another group, Cortijo y Su Combo, then one of the island's leading orchestras. But fate would intervene. When Cortijo y Su Combo nearly collapsed after the arrest of its lead singer in 1962, Ithier seized a new opportunity. With the encouragement of Cuban musician friends, he abandoned his earlier dream of studying law. And that decision would change salsa history forever. Rise to fame: the birth and growth of El Gran Combo. In May 1962, at the Rock and Roll Club in Bayamon, Ithier took his place at the piano for what would be the debut of El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico. From that night onward, the rest was history. Under Ithier's leadership as pianist, arranger, composer, and conductor, El Gran Combo grew to become not just a band, but a cultural institution. Over decades, they toured all around the world, touching 5 continents and bringing Puerto Rican salsa to global audiences. Their discography expanded to more than 70 productions. During salsa's golden age, especially in the 1970s, the group became emblematic of the genre's sound, blending mambo, Afro-Cuban rhythms, jazz influences, and pulsating brass and percussion. Songs like Un Verano and Nueva York, 1975, became timeless classics, capturing the spirit of Puerto Rican identity abroad. Another standout, Brujeria, 1979, showcased the band's ever-evolving sound, mixing vibrant brass with congas and timbales in a way that spoke both to heartbreak and celebration. Because so many musicians passed through its ranks, learning, growing, and later rising to fame, the group earned the nickname La Universidad de la Salsa, the University of Salsa. Through more than 6 decades of activity, Ithier remained its guiding force. His trademark smile and distinctive mustache became symbols of continuity, professionalism, and a deep love for music. Among their many honors, in 2015, the group under Ithier received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Latin Grammys, a recognition of their influence and enduring legacy. Personal life. Ithier married Carmen Soto, and together they had 5 children: Carlos, Pedro, Merida, Maritza, and Yvonne. By all accounts, he was not only a musical patriarch, but also a devoted family man, balancing the rigors of leadership with responsibilities at home. According to statements after his death, his wife and children survive him. Despite the spotlight on music and fame, Ithier was known for humility. In a 2016 interview, when he turned 90, he said he was shy about big celebrations, final days, and passing. According to his family and group statements, Ithier had recently recovered from pneumonia and had been discharged from the hospital weeks before his death. Still, In the night of December 6, 2025, at his home in Bayamon, he passed away of natural causes. No public record has surfaced indicating any final words or statements from him. In lieu of those, we simply remember him with gratitude and respect for a life devoted to music and culture. News of his death sparked an outpouring of grief and admiration across Puerto Rico, Latin America, and the global salsa community. The band itself, El Gran Combo, released a heartfelt message calling Ithier the architect of a sound that marked generations, lauding his discipline, vision, and love for salsa that shaped not only the orchestra, but Latin music worldwide. Among those paying tribute were legendary artists like Gilberto Santa Rosa, who are called Ithier as a genio musical and a deeply caring mentor, a father figure for many who passed through the band. Former vocalist Charlie Aponte, who spent decades in El Gran Combo, described Ithier as like a father, praising his insistence on discipline, professionalism, and humanity. On the civic side, leaders such as the mayor of Ponce and the government's veteran affairs advocate joined fans in mourning. Many underlined how Ithier gave Puerto Rico and the Latin world a soundtrack, a cultural identity, and a global musical voice. His influence stretches far beyond his own generation. Songs that resonated decades ago continue to move people today, and newer artists cite his work as inspiration. In that sense, his legacy is alive not just on records or in videos, but in every dance floor where salsa plays, every trumpet that echoes his arrangements, every musician shaped by his discipline and passion. Rafael Ithier wasn't just a talented musician, he was a builder of culture. He helped shape what salsa would become, a rhythm that carried the stories, struggles, and joy of Puerto Ricans and Latinos worldwide. Under his leadership, El Gran Combo earned a place on every continent and embedded itself into the identity of a people. He demonstrated that music isn't just entertainment, it's heritage, it's connection, it's joy and sorrow, all at once. Through decades of change, through evolving tastes, through ups and downs, Ithier stayed true to his music, to his people, to his art. So today, we say goodbye to Rafael Ithier. But we also say thank you, Maestro, for a life devoted to rhythm, culture, identity, and love. Your notes live on in hearts, in dance halls, in traditions and memories. If you found this tribute meaningful, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to honor the legacy of this giant of salsa. Alternatively, you might just reflect with us. Maybe put on your favorite El Gran Combo record, close your eyes, and remember in those rhythms, Rafael Ithier lives. Thank you for listening.